Welcome, everyone. I got an echo going on. Is that? I got the effects on. I got these vocal effects that sometimes I put on and fool around with. All right, welcome, everybody. Great to have you with us this week. You know, I just recorded a little training on Telegram. If you're not part of the Telegram group, it's in your membership area. I encourage you to join. There's a private group and there's also the public group. And I would encourage joining both. And I was reminded yesterday when Lotus and I were just running errands and going to stores and things. And I noticed that I was getting really tired and heavy. And nothing went wrong. You know, we were just doing our thing. But being reminded of how everything in life can be re-stimulatory to past events and past traumas and past masses that have been created, whether positive or negative, right? And even things as simple as going to the grocery store, right? How many times have you gone to the grocery store? And have you ever had a time where someone died and you went to the grocery store? You're in the state. Have you ever been a place where you're sick, collecting mass, and actually going to different places, which then it can be re-stimulatory, very much like a hypnotic suggestion, recalling those states, right? How many times have we, you know, when you were a teenager dealing with breakups and love interests, right? When it's so intense, right? On the bus, going to school, going to the mall, going to stores, going to the movies, right? That all comes up. And whether or not, if you're aware of it, if you're not feeling incredibly good, there's something keyed in, right? So just another reminder to keep clearing all the time, every day. When you have a moment in the car, right? Run through your clearing steps, right? Regardless of what you've learned, run through whatever you know, because it can clear so much. And I remember I felt so amazing after that, yeah. So, and here we are coming together today to help initiate that even further. So, thank you for being with us. Lotus, thank you for being with us as well. Anything you'd like to share? I know Lotus shared with me there's an important alignment right now, a good thing to bring up, which can help get our focus even better if you notice these things happening for you. Lotus, what would you like to share?
Well, I think it's really interesting, Michael, that you just shared about how almost everything around us can be a re-stimulation. And almost everything around us can be bringing stuff up from the past. And we might not really realize it consciously, but we might feel tired. We might get upset and not quite know what was happening. And the reason this is so interesting is because right now, astrologically, there are literally 4 planets retrograde. And when one planet is retrograde, and what most of us have heard of Mercury retrograde, that can bring things up from the past. It can cause stalls or slowdowns or miscommunications. It's not a good time to sign documents because the energy is doing what? It's going backwards. It's asking us to look back to the things that we have not finished yet, the things we have not resolved yet. And so it's so appropriate that you shared that.
You recently had someone who follows our work, and she didn't listen to you. And she went out and bought a car. And the next day she was like, I am regretting it so much. I know you told me not to, but I did it anyways. Well.
Right. So when 4 planets are retrograde, you guys, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling stagnant, if you're feeling a lot of dense mass and energy, you're not alone. In fact, almost everyone on the planet right now is probably feeling a similar dense, slow, stagnant energy. And the reason for this and the opportunity for this is to deal with the unresolved things in our lives emotionally, physically, psychologically that didn't get dealt with before. Okay. And why is this a good thing? It's like that time that you cleaned out the closet in your room or you got rid of 50 things and you're like, oh my God, I feel so much better. And then how much farther could you go forwards? And so what retrogrades offer is an opportunity to take 5 steps back in order to take 100 steps forward when they go direct, which will be in November, December. So this is a really important time, you guys, to be clearing. If you confront, if you face the stuff that the retrograde planet is bringing up, you will get past it faster than everyone else. And you'll be like, what retrograde planet? I feel great because I dealt with the stuff I needed to deal with. Okay. And so that's why you guys are really lucky, because you have an energy clearing tool that you're learning that you can use on everything, you know, from feeling tired at the grocery store and on. Right. So I just wanted to share that in case any of you have been feeling especially stuck or mucky. You're like, what is that energy? Because when there's 4 planets retrograde, that's a lot of energy from the past to deal with. And I'll go into this more in the future for my YouTube subscribers about the specifics. But the basic information here, a lot of stuff coming up could make you feel tired, could make you feel stuck, could make you feel like, why am I not moving forwards? Frustration. So confront it, you will go forwards.
Great. Thank you. Very basic, right? If you know that those are going retrograde, then you know, okay, hey. But I notice this happens naturally for us as well. So it matches up. It's all perfect, right? If there's past stuff to deal with and it's coming up, it's all perfect. So many times things are going on and then you look at the chart and like, oh, that's why, right? Or that's maybe an influencing reason, right? Okay, so notice what this conversation so far may have brought up. Are there stuff coming up that needs to be dealt with? Are there things that you're noticing? You know, one of the most amazing things I learned from one of my teachers is, how come the thought of something good can all of a sudden make you feel amazing? Like you get a phone call from someone and like, hey, I have a gift for you. Like, wow, that makes me feel so great. Why didn't we feel that good before the call? There's blocks. Isn't that interesting? Like, how come you can just get a message or see something and it makes you feel so good when you weren't feeling that good to begin with? Right? A little self-awareness. Okay, Cindy's trying to get on and can't get the link. She should be able to. Lotus, are you handling that? Yeah, thank you. Alicia Law asks, so as long as we are confronting in any form, does that include doing processes? Well, if you're going to do processes, then you're going to have to confront things. So, I mean, that's very good. You know, we do a lot of processes. But confronting in any form, confronting in any type of form is you putting awareness onto something. And what does that mean? If we have to put awareness onto something, it means that there was not awareness on it. It means that it was sort of unconscious instead of being conscious, which takes it out of the dark, puts your attention light on it, and then does start to transmute it. And that is simply a simple process just on its own. Right? If you read the book Sedona Method or Letting Go or Untethered Soul, these types of approaches where you just become conscious and aware and become aware of what you're aware of, which is great. But I've noticed doing these other practices with the tapping and things makes it so much easier to get the mass out of your field so much faster, right? And combining those methods is really just next level, which is why you learned about the 6 steps in doing the sore spot, for example, which combines both of those approaches together. And I'm going to answer another question here. Do you feel like meditation also fits in this bucket of confronting or just more energy work? Yeah, meditation and I'm glad you're asking this, because meditation's really, really great with this work. And we've noticed in TFT specifically, those who have a regular meditation process make way more gains when they're working with a practitioner. You become more stable. Doing meditation is basically a release process in itself, and most people maybe don't know how to meditate, but it's actually a very simple process. What can you do to basically let go of your mind? What can you do where you just focus on your breath, and all these things that do come up, you notice it and just let it go. You notice it, you let it go. Oh, I'm not focusing on my breath right now because I'm thinking about the day and how, okay, that's fine. I'll take care of it later. Back to the breath. So it's like all the things that are almost tempting you to get involved with in your mind, you're releasing and letting go of. Which in that process, you're releasing mass, right? And then maybe at some point, after 10, 15 minutes of meditating, then you do a clearing process, it's going to be different, right? I love doing that. Do 10, 15 minutes meditation. How do you meditate? Just simply focusing on your breath. Here's a good practice. You can basically just count to 20. Every breath, inhale, exhale, 1. Inhale, exhale, 2. And you just count to 20. And then after you get to 20, you go back to 1. And then you're going to notice I skipped 10 numbers and I went from 3 to 13. Or you're going to notice, I'm on 25. Wait, okay, let me get back to my breathing and counting, because you're getting distracted. So how well can you not get distracted? So you're doing two things. You're releasing all the stuff that's coming up. And second, you're gaining strength mentally, right? Yeah. So anyhow, today's weekly group clearing is going into training and questions. I think this is important though, right? Because clearing is amazing, but you do have to train and you do have to get stronger too, right? Yeah, Lotus right now is going through some suggested training that I gave her, right? That members or people that are going through the trainings and the levels that you're going to do later on. And it's a specific exercise that you clear tons of mass, but you also gain incredible amounts of strength of willpower, right? Which meditation can help you do if you practice it, right? And then to combine that with clearing, you can have an enlightening experience. I know I have. Right? Anyhow, Lotus, you want to share?
And absolutely, Michael, the state that we are in when we do our clearing, right? The awareness that we're in when we tap or we focus on what we're going to clear is 99% of it.
Right.
And so the more present you are, the more powerful you are. Let me repeat that. The more present you are, the more powerful you are, the clearing work is, and your results become. Wow. Simple and not so simple.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. Right, Alicia Law, we're going to talk about this in one of our training calls because we had to do more of our training. But Alicia Law, you shared a really amazing win that Lotus helped you gain, where you were not really getting the reversals corrected. Right, we have these reversal statements like I want to get over this, I will get over this, and so forth, and it goes into advanced levels. And she was noticing that she was just kind of saying the words, but not really feeling what the phrase meant. But when Lotus helped her actually feel it and actually be in the sentence, be in the phrase, I want to get over this, and feel like, okay, my desire to actually get over this, do I really? Then she had a breakthrough, right? Getting into the state. And meditation helps you do that, because if you get out of the thinking and the monkey mind, then when you actually go to focus, how much more clear is your focus? And the clearer your focus, the better the results. The clearer the focus, the clearer the shift you'll have, right? Yeah. So this is a whole process. Isco says, sign me up for that. Yeah, definitely. And Nika says, right, can we just touch his coattails? Yeah. Sure. Yeah, but you got your own coattails too.
Cindy is running into password challenges signing in here.
Yeah, some people have that. Maybe you have to sign
Oh,
in.
that happened to me when I used it for my calendar. And then I went and signed up again through the back end.
Let's see.
I was using a saved one in my calendar. So
Try this. I'm gonna send you a link. Hopefully that goes straight to it.
Yeah, I did. Okay. I did find it was really helpful. Just I guess while you guys are trying to sort out the login for Cindy, I did find it was really helpful. When I was having that session with Lotus, how she, there was just like the level of which she was focusing on the feeling component of whatever we were tapping on. But I thought it was really interesting when she was applying that specifically to the reversal statements. Of like really feeling in like, do I really want to, or how do I feel about whatever we're working on? And it was interesting to notice then the shift in terms of being able to feel the reversal, like in like how my body feels when I kind of have a sense of having a reversal. And then I could actually pick up when it stopped being in reversal and it was clear. Because I had more of that focus on specifically like does this now feel clear that I want to whatever get over whatever it is, right? So I think that's that was a really powerful reminder of how important it is to be feeling whatever we're tapping on, really not just going through the motions of whatever the checklist is, but really embodying. And I think kind of what we're talking about, bringing that presence. So to help accelerate clearing.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah. So whatever you're going through, whatever step that you're at is absolutely perfect. It's not about trying to get further than where you're at, or this person feels a lot better, or they have more money, or they have a better relationship. I need to get there faster. I need to get there. I'm sick of being at the place I'm at. I need to get out of this. Right? It's really wherever you're at is the perfect exact thing to work on and clear. And if you can just take a moment to step back, right? That's why we have that clearing beingness. And why we have the sore spot at the beginning of the process most of the time, because it lets you to just sit back and just be with wherever you're at in the moment. And how much can we master that concept in life? That's what can remove all the reversals. You being simply aware of and okay with and just noticing and observing where you're at, what's going on, and being okay with it. That's really the end scenario. And can you be okay with everything going on? And what would happen if you were okay with absolutely everything going on? Entertain that, right? What if I was okay with absolutely everything? And I didn't have to change. I didn't have to alter. I didn't have to move or improve or make somebody do different things or tell them they need to change, or I'm okay. What if you were totally okay with everything, everyone in your life, everything going on in your life? What if everything was actually perfect and the universe is giving you everything exactly for you, even the weird stuff that you don't want to deal with? What if that's exactly what you need? And what if we went back and just looked back, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and like, actually, that really sucky thing I went through was actually the perfect thing I needed, that I finally got through and had a realization and learned the lesson with, right? I remember, I feel like I'm very lucky that I kind of caught on to this early on when I was 20 years old. And I was so thankful for my dad being so abusive to me for years when I was a kid, right? And I'm like, I would have never got on this path. If it wasn't for that, I would have did normal stuff or whatever, So Cindy still, there's no passcode. There's no passcode to this meeting. Not that I'm aware of anyways. I'm not sure what. Meeting passcode. I don't know. There shouldn't be a meeting passcode.
She just says it's saying she's not in the membership, so it could be a back end thing. I'm wondering. She says enjoy. She'll catch up soon.
Okay, I'm double checking to see if there is a passcode, what it would be. Yeah, there's no passcode. All right. Well. Okay, it's almost to the half of the hour. We haven't even started clearing yet. Or maybe we did give everything you need. I mean, guys, we just gave you gold. Everything we just talked about right now could change your entire life if it was acted upon. Seriously. We could end it right now, and if you actually took the information and like, wow, actually this was something that could be worth like $1,000 workshop, you'd actually have a huge shift. But because it's only $47 a month, or included with your things, you probably don't take it as seriously. So, yeah, the phrase "care but not that much," right? It's a beautiful place to be. Anyhow. But it's also care so much, but in being in the total state of allowing. Lotus, anything else you want to share?
I think it really boils down to really loving and accepting yourself wherever you are right now, wherever you're at, whatever level of spiritual advancement of beingness you're at today, whether you're sitting under a tree meditating at one with the entire universe and okay with all that is, or you're rallying at the government and the politics, or you're crying because you're feeling the emotions of the world, just loving and accepting wherever you are, because that's what's beautiful. And that's the first step, right? And that's what this whole system I love so much that we share, Michael, is that it's all about inviting you all, inviting ourselves to just fully and completely love and accept ourselves and all of the beauty and all of the ugliness and all of the mud and all of the flowers, that it's not, one is not better than the other, and one is not worse than the other. It just is. And it's a journey, right? It's a journey of learning to be okay with all of it. It really is. It's a beautiful journey.
Okay, with that, I invite everyone to do Source Spot. I love and accept myself with who I am. Feel that phrase, Alicia Law, and everyone else, right? With I love and accept myself with who I am. And what is happening in my life. You can take a moment right now to be okay. Hey, you can decide to be not okay in 15 minutes. That's fine. Just try to be okay right now. Just see what it's like to be okay just for a minute. You got nowhere to go. You have nothing to do. You're all focused on this call here, it seems. Notice what comes up. Now notice, there might be some fighting. Wait, you can't. What about this thing? You're not going to. Notice what it is. You don't have to fight it. Just notice what it is. It's a program playing. It's like a video playing on a screen in your mind over here or behind or up above you, or playing the sounds. Okay, just be the observer. Focus on your heart chakra. Head squeeze on exhale 3 times. Tap on the side of your hands. My halo chakra is spinning correctly. Okay. My halo chakra is spinning correctly with who I am. My halo chakra is spinning correctly with my life. Okay, sore spot. Address what you're still not okay with that you're now allowing yourself to put awareness onto to decide you're okay with feeling how you feel about it and how that feeling is. You notice that? It's like taking 3 steps back, maybe 4 or 5 steps back from what actually it is that the way you feel about the anger, about the sadness, about the, hey, you know, it's okay, I'm sad about what I'm angry, what I'm frustrated about this thing is. And God, please give me 9 spirit replacements with this. Okay, 3 fingers on the inside eyebrow. Continue tapping and repeat. By the power of God, by the power of all that I am, it is commanded that any and all influence from my mom and dad's side of the DNA that prevents me from being okay with who I am and where I'm at in life is all bound and defeated, transmuted, and lifted up into the light. Thank you. By the power of God, it is commanded that any outside negative influences adding resistance to me being okay with who I am and where I am at are all bound and defeated and must leave me now to return to the source, be revealed in the truth, and absolved in the light. Right now, so be it. Let it be done. And it is so. Thank you. Okay, you can stop tapping, eyes closed. Just take a few slow, easy, deep breaths, taking a pause at the top. Notice the peace. Notice the space. Okay. Lotus, what are you aware of? What do you notice?
I'm aware of how often we don't feel okay with being who we are and where we're at, and that there's quite a bit of resistance to just being okay with being here and being now. And I think that would be a good focus for everyone. So
Yeah.
I want everyone to tune into your inner body. I want you to think about being who you are right? Sometimes it's like a really big jump. Like you want to be 100% okay with who you are and where you're at. You want to be there so badly. But what's inside of you that doesn't allow you to be there? If you were really honest with yourself, if you got naked in bed with yourself one night and you wrote down on a piece of paper all the things that are in the way with you being okay, with you being who you are and being okay with that, what would that be? And that's actually an exercise from a mentor. So that's why I'm sharing it. So I want to invite you to get transparent with yourself, to get authentic with yourself right now, and to kind of turn your gaze inward into your body, into yourself, and really get honest right now. And really think about being able to love and accept yourself with exactly who you are and where you're at right now at this moment. Okay. And so tune into that focus, completely loving and accepting yourself with exactly where you are at and with exactly who you are. Okay. And tune into your body, inner body. And I want you to find the place in your body that's yelling the loudest about this. It's like, ah, right? It's like, oh, it's contracted, right? It's tight, it's tense. And if you would just, you can put that in the chat. You can just tune into it. You can think about it. What area of your body is most in resistance to loving yourself and accepting yourself for who you are right now and where you're at? Because this is the part of your body that is sort of holding the mass that's in the way of you being okay with loving and accepting yourself for where you are and with where you're at. Okay. Good. My heart and sacral chakra. Yes, Ashley. Yes, the heart, right? The heart. That's the chest. Yeah, I'm getting, yeah, loving and accepting ourselves for who we are and where we're at. This is really big. This is crucial. This is crucial. So we've got the chest, we've got the heart. You're welcome to share if there's another area of your body lighting up. Your gut. Absolutely. Yeah, our gut leads the way, right? We're gut reaction, having our gut response to life. Absolutely. Great awarenesses. Okay. Now tune into that area of your body that you feel this resistance to loving and accepting yourself with who you are and where you're at. And if there was a color, what would that color be? And I really praise you for being brave enough to go into this because this is a deep area. You're really courageous for facing this. Okay. So what would the color be in your chest, in your gut? And I'm actually even getting some body pain as I tune into the group. Like actually like being stabbed or like hurt in your crown. Okay. All of them are great. Interesting. Liver. Yeah. We can hold so much stuff against ourselves, right? I actually listened to an audio the other day and they said that little children, if their parents are mean to them, they don't hate their parents. They turn the hate onto themselves. And so where have we turned how people have treated us against ourselves, right? And so there can be a lot stored there.
Monkey
red
see,
and
monkey
pink.
do.
What's that?
Monkey see, monkey do.
Absolutely.
Child sees, child does. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So tune into that. Okay, dark brown. We've got reds and browns and grays. So gray can relate to attachment to the mother. Yellow can relate to indecision. Red can relate to sudden change of life circumstances, right? So you're tuning into something here. You're really tuning into it. Now, if you were to touch it, would it jiggle like Jello or would it be firm? Yeah, that's a good one right there. Would it jiggle like Jello or would it be firm? Would the mass be so big and tense it wouldn't move or would it jiggle, right? That's a good way to get aware of things. Okay, right shoulder too. Good. We're really dialing it in. We're really dialing into the mass, right? It's almost like a movie and we're diving into what is this movie? What does this compacted energy have to share with us? You're all doing really good. Okay, good. I want you to rub your hands together and we're going to place onto our hands two magnets. These magnets, when they rub together, start to create an attractor field. Whoa. And they're going to start pulling out all that gunk in the heart, all that gunk in the right shoulder, all that gunk in the gut, all that gunk in the heart. And what is this gunk? It's everything in the way of you fully and completely loving and accepting yourself for who you are and where you're at on a deep core level, right? at a truthful level, at like the core of your being level. How cool is that? Yes. How many of us have been praying to just love and accept ourselves for who we are and where we're at? And that would be like winning the lottery, wouldn't it? It would be like winning the friggin' lottery to live in that place. Shake out your hands for a minute. Notice how there's stuff coming out already, right? There's a lot of gunk coming out. It's flying out of your hands. It's flying out of your head. It's flying out of your heart. And we're just kind of helping get it out of your body. So notice the yawning. That's you releasing mass. Deep breath in and out. And now I want you to come back into your body and tune into where you feel any resistance to loving and accepting yourself. Is it still the same place? Is it the same location? Is it the same color? Does it have the same consistency? Would it wiggle like jello if you touched it, or would it be firm? Notice where in your body this block is. Notice what color it is, and notice what that feels like. Good. Now, could you let this go? Would you let this go? When? Shake out your hands again. Now we're going to call on a higher power. You ready, guys? Guys and gals, we're going to call on a higher power. We're going to call upon source. We're going to call upon the creator of all that is. Rub your hands together again. Tune into those magnets, and by the power of God, and by the power of source, and by the power of the creator of all that is, it's commanded that all that gunk, all of those ideas and thoughts and emotions that you picked up from other people, all of those beliefs you've made up against or about yourself that you don't deserve to love and accept yourself, feel those fly out your hands. Feel them release out of all the cells of your body. And by the power of God, and by the power of source, and by the power of the creator of all that is, it is commanded that all of the resistance, all of the trapped, stuck emotions related to you fully and completely, loving and accepting yourself for who you are and for where you are at right now. It is commanded, holy cow, by the power of God, by the power of source, by the power of the creator of all that is, it is commanded all that stuff, that deep, dense, dark stuff, be allowed to release and clear. We command it to release and clear on the core, which is deep in your lower belly, on the genetic level, which is in your third eye, on the heart, the soul level, which is in your heart, and be totally and completely pulled and resolved on the historical level, which is the back of the neck. It's like all the memories, all this chain. It's like this long, thick chain of memories and thoughts and feelings and emotions and other people's influences and DNA. It is commanded all that stuff be cleared and released fully and completely out of all the cells of your body through all directions of time and space. Deep breath in and out, and replace. You can put your arms up with the creator's truth and definition of pure unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, peace, calm, happiness, love, and joy, and the creator's truth and definition from the seventh plane on what it feels like to fully and completely love and accept yourself right now with exactly who you are and with exactly where you are at. We're just going to ask God to download unto us the creator's truth and definition from source, that you know what it feels like to truly and completely love and accept yourself for exactly who you are and with exactly where you are at in your life right now. And we just command that absolutely anything in the way of that, we ask for total and complete, the deepest change history and everything as needed, levels 1, 2, and 3. And we just ask God to give you all as many spirit replacements as you need to fully and completely through every single cell of your body love and accept yourself for exactly who you are and where you are at in life right now. To just fully and completely love and accept yourself for who you are and where you're at. And we just ask that anything and everything that could possibly be in the way of you having this, being this, doing this, and knowing this through every cell of your body, we ask for the deepest, most powerful, most therapeutic change history and everything as needed, levels 1, 2, and 3. And just please take a nice deep breath in and out. Shake out your arms. Shake out your head. Holy cow. Whoa. Seeing stuff flying off of everyone. Oh my God. It's just like a shedding zone. Just shake it out. Brush off those arms. Brush off your chest. Brush off your legs. Get all that gunk off. Whew. And as you get clearer, we just ask God to fill you all up with pure golden light. Ask God to fill up your spiritual body with golden light. Asking God to fill up your God cord with golden light. Asking God to fill up your physical body with golden light. And just asking that God, please give every single soul on this call, every single beautiful one of you, as many spirit replacements as you need to fully and completely love and accept yourself for who you are and where you are at right now, right now, right now. Thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, God.
All right. There you have it. You may want to go back and listen to this or watch this one again. There's a lot of great information in the beginning of this call that you want to master. What a great fundamental thing we just worked on. I could see that this recording could be used in different areas, especially just tuning into it and using the sore spot and being okay with where you're at. What a great fundamental area to work on. It's really the beginning of it all and maybe the end of it too, right? If we could just step back and be okay about what we're going through and how we feel about what we're going through and how we feel about what we feel about what we feel about what's going on. So powerful. Well, thank you all for being with us this week. We send you so much love. And if you felt like this was an impactful workshop, please do go to our Telegram channel. I just recorded a voice recording. Listen to that if you'd like to. And please put a comment on how this worked for you. And, you know, maybe some other people will take advantage of what we're doing that don't really understand what's going on yet. Right? That would be highly appreciated for us. So I just posted that just before this recording. Actually asked, is it normal to feel tired more recently? And Lotus is saying, yes, the 4 planets being retrograde. I mean, imagine, all this stuff you haven't dealt with, now you got to deal with. That definitely would make me tired, right? Oh, I got to deal with all this paperwork or all these people I have to get back with. I went through a process just a few days ago of like all the transgressions and things I did to people that I never really dealt with. And I just sat there and I just like confronted all of it. And she's like, you're doing exactly what is, because the planets are all in retrograde. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, right? But then when you address it, how much more energy will you feel when you confront what's making you tired?
Absolutely.
Right?
That is the whole secret to every retrograde challenge is face it and confront it, and the energy will return and the movement will return and life will move again. You'll go, oh, it was that simple? Why didn't anyone tell me?
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah.
Oh, Karen also says there's lots of solar flares going on. Yeah. That has quite an effect too.
Mm-hmm.
And Ashley also says with getting sick too. Yeah. The body is just trying to recover and deal with what's going on, right? So listen to the body instead of fighting it, right? What is it trying to tell us? What is it trying to show us? It's a lot of answers
You
there.
you can think about the retrograde time as that in our society we often inhale, right? We just want to keep going and going and going, and that's like the inhale. Retrograde is like the exhale, and it's like letting go, and it's surrendering, and it's slowing down. And so the more we fight it, the worse it gets. So allow yourself to be, love, and accept yourself where you are. I know it's challenging, right? You can do it. You're doing great. All of you are doing awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yeah. All right, keep applying the techniques. We know you are doing it. It's so great. All right, we'll see you again next week. Much love. Bye-bye.
Step right in, the vibe is strong, where you belong all along. No more